Hello. I wanted to just do a quick little recording of some thoughts I'm having lately about whew, struggling with these chronic health issues, the chronic anxiety, but also at the same time being on a track towards the life that I want to live, and just I guess the patience and the compassion that it takes, and all the small things I'm, going to be learning about as I go that are adjustments in my perspective, and the things that will help reduce the chronic anxiety and health symptoms that I do experience. The chronic anxiety, for me, it can um, take place as like, brain fog with fear, like bordering on a panic attack, just constantly feeling like something is like wrong, constantly feeling this underlying sense of high stress, constantly feeling a little bit sick, like I have a little bit of a flu or a little bit of a cold or something. Not feeling like present in my body, feeling like my mind and my body are existing on different planes. And I know a big part of that is partly because um, of just exhaustion from the jobs and the lifestyle I've had for a lot of my life. But it's also from things that are totally within my control, like, going slower, not multitasking, not looking at my phone and moving images a lot, especially when I'm like seated in one place. Because for me, it almost feels like part of my mind is like, I'm here, and then another part of my mind, it almost feels like virtual reality or something, where it's like another part of my mind is feeling like I'm in whatever I'm looking at, like on my phone or on TV or whatever. And that's uh also a little bit like focusing too much on um things on the internet and TV. It's like I kind of always have these tabs open in my mind that are thinking about problems or ideas or just congratulations or anything that has emotion attached to it, but it's things that don't have to do with my life or the people that I know. And it's kind of just like taking up space in my brain and my emotional capacity when there's very little that's attached to real value with that. Um, so that's another thing that I think plays into my anxiety. Um, another part is just coming back from having horrible health and panic disorder a few years ago. I quit smoking 1 year ago. I quit drinking, maybe 5 years ago? I don't remember now. I think it was about 5 years ago. I stopped smoking weed about 6 years ago. And I started taking HIV medication regularly about, I want to say 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, I think, maybe 3 years ago. Everything kind of blends in together, but maybe 4 or 3 years ago. And I think that's part of the reason why I lost my health so badly in a way that I never knew possible. Like, I took my health for granted so much when I was younger, and just that basic perception of physiological health and fitness, which affects the quality of thoughts you have and the quality of emotions you have. I just had that basic sense of like mostly everything is okay, everything is good. Like I have different emotions. I get bored, I get upset, I get whatever, but like it wasn't like this constant fighting, feeling like this constant fight internally to grasp on to like it is good to be alive, it is good to have a body, it's good to be awake and doing stuff, like um I I didn't realize like how bad health struggles can be until um I kind of had that health, total health breakdown, nervous breakdown after years of extreme stress and very poor care of my body and not taking HIV meds for a few years. That led to, from what I've you know, kind of pieced together, I think it caused brain inflammation and, um, and, I have like chronic pain in my neck anyways, and it just kind of changed things. But I think that it's still extremely possible to not just take that as, well, for one, it might just be a reality I need to get used to, just the different state of perception, the different like equilibrium, but also it could be like, don't need to set a self-fulfilling prophecy for myself. Like if I continue to affirm I'm safe, I'm good, I'm healthy, know the ways that I want to live, and I want to keep on going in that direction. I know that I want to be a part of communities. I know that I want dog walking, dog training, and owning a business to be part of my life, being in the country, having a garden, um, being a part of like a gardening, farming, like mini farming, small scale, more like permaculture, like not like huge farming, but like a little farming kind of community, because those are like the best times I've had in my life. When I felt a part of a community, it was like a little small farm community like that. If I do just keep on going towards these things and not let my symptoms sway me or prevent me from staying on track, and especially in going towards my health goals, then then I want to see what my health can be like on the other side of all that in like a year or so, Like if I really work hard for it, I think that I can make this transition. And I think I can also, it's not mentally sustainable to constantly be thinking of this higher perspective, this like bird's eye view, like long term. I think a lot of it is like being able to save mental energy by thinking about things in the short term, the present, the day to day. Those things are really important. And but I do want to continue pushing myself when I'm not feeling the best. When I am feeling, nauseous or like off kilter or very anxious, like yesterday, I wasn't feeling good pretty much all day, but I still went out on a hike at a beautiful area, went to a native botanical garden, got to see plants, got to spend time with my boyfriend out in nature. We got good exercise. Um, got to hear beautiful birds singing, see smiling faces, just be out in the sunshine, all those good things. Got to dream a little bit, seeing RV, seeing people doing their little RV life thing, got to be like, oh my God, like good for them. Like that's a really cool lifestyle. Like just imagine what it would be like. Got to take some pretty pictures, got a really good exercise, walking, hiking up this big hill, and I even did it without eating, which I shouldn't have done. I did all that without eating because I was feeling sick that morning without an appetite, and that, that wasn't good. But I do need to work on eating more and meditation and just slowly bringing in more daily activities and in community, a sense of community, connecting with a sense of community so that I can, in a sustainable way, like something that feels like really nurturing and like it doesn't aggravate my already haywire brain. And yeah, being able to really be like, okay, like life can be good. It can be a blessing to have a body, even if things aren't all perfect. You know, even if I do feel a little bit sick. Um, and also not over exaggerating my health symptoms in my head. I mean, sometimes they are really strong and it does take just like sitting down and meditation, but other times it's like I don't want to get caught up in a self-fulfilling prophecy where I expect things are going to be a certain way, so I don't even try to get out of it and I kind of just get caught and stuck in fear, not doing anything. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm definitely struggling a lot with OCD type thoughts and just anxiety and fear in general. Um, but I am making positive steps, continuing with school, and you know, trying to get more dog walking clients, making little steps to try to reach out on the internet to have friends to talk to, um, and just trying to relate to people in a way I've never related to people before, directly, really. Because I guess most of my life I just was really shut down, having these beliefs that just felt like reality, these beliefs that it's just not safe to be around people and it's not possible to find safe people. That was my experience growing up. And and then by the time I had found some kind of safe people, it's like they still were heavy drinkers and there was no one my age in that group. And it was more like a work related, like I didn't have my independent finances. It was more like I was dependent on them doing the work exchanges on farms. So it's like there's always that power imbalance. I felt like I never got this sense of like what does it feel like to have an equal friendship, um where you're relating because you're going through a similar personal issue, and where you can actually like trust each other that you honestly don't want to cause pain to one another. You are I have to turn off the rice real quick. Um, but that sense of being similarly minded to someone where you can really trust that they're not going to hurt you because you don't want to hurt somebody in that same way, and you truly want to be honest about your struggles and your hopes, and keeping the like sane bottom line in mind and not getting like caught up in distractions, but being like, oh, the practical things, physical health, like part of that, like just physiological health, like not being in fight and flight super stress mode, like giving each other the the kind of, yeah, not anyway. And um and yeah, being out in nature, being able well, for me it's important, the whole topic of transformation in general, like how to um well, part of transformation is um being able to maintain homeostasis also. Like that's a really important part of any transformation, being able to have persistence, have regular habits, regular activities that aren't constantly changing. Like change is good, but it's also really good to have things stay the same for a while. And just transformation in a way that allows us to be in different atmospheres, different resources, different subcultures to give us different understandings of what life can be and what parts of us um, might need something different than our small frame of reference has been of what we're supposed to be or how a human should be, some generic human, and just learning more about what actually works for us, what lifestyle works for us, what mindsets, what daily habits, what careers, like just everything. That really matters a lot to me. That just whole idea of transformation for the better and um, being able to support one another to make these positive transformations out of suffering into more happiness, and with that, being more capable of creating more happiness and less suffering for other people. Like, I definitely don't think that suffering is ever necessary in order to live well. And, but it's like you kind of have to convince everyone on all sides. Like, some people are coming at you with guns, then, sometimes you're limited. And, there has to be a way for everyone to just have a different paradigm. And, but, even if I can't control everything in the world, I mean, we can't control everything in the world, and some things aren't worth thinking about because it's just a drain. It's a drain that prevents us from doing what we can in our own little part of the world. And it prevents us from being able to enjoy being alive, because at the end of the day, enjoying being alive is the only thing that makes being alive worth it. Um, and suffering in solidarity, or like suffering because you have survivor's guilt, if you see other people suffering, you're not suffering, like increasing the suffering on the planet doesn't help anyone. Like if you're suffering, you're less able to help those who are already suffering. So don't try to make yourself suffer because you feel, you know, um, survivor's guilt, or like, why did I get lucky in this way and other people are suffering? Like, instead just use your gifts, use your there's this book I have called Unfair Advantages. Everybody has an unfair advantage. Use your unfair advantage to figure out how to use that so that you can help other people be happy and at peace. And there's only so much that we can do as individuals. Um, and at the end of the day, I think for me, it's most rewarding to focus on my little small corner of the planet instead of like all the global worries that are really like, it just makes you feel powerless. Um, so yeah. Um, but that's kind of a distraction. What I'm just thinking about for me with my current health uh struggles or health. I mean, I think some of it, that it's a kind of tricky thing, like anxiety and OCD. I think it is, it's mental. It's has to do with the brain's processes and it has these words and mental narratives and beliefs attached to it, like all the fears and OCD thoughts. But at the end of the day, it's like the my physiology is unhealthy, which is um making it much more likely or even maybe possible for my brain to be in these kind of panicked, stress, fear states where my brain is basically trying to identify and look for problems and then find a solution to the problems, but my brain is only lighting on problems that I'm helpless against. So it kind of, things that I'm like seeing on TV or things that I'm just like seeing online like news and um it's just like I don't really have power over that. There's no way that I can have a sense of accomplishment or like yes, like that is taken care of. So I'm approaching it by just trying to take control of my little life as much as possible, be centered more into my little life. And this is the scary part for me because I do kind of have agoraphobia and really strong social anxiety at times. Uh but especially more so in an environment and circumstances that are unfamiliar for me. Like if it's like a work related thing, I'm comfortable. But if it's like just like a fun thing, like talking to people just for the pleasure and the fun of it, like that to me is like um I don't know. I probably some of it I'm overthinking it because finding people who are like-minded. Like when I was younger, like-minded for me was just like substances and I mean, I liked things that I didn't talk about with anybody, but that was basically what I bonded with people over. It's like I want to learn now how to bond with people. Um, or not learn how, because I know how to, everyone knows how to bond with people. That's natural and comes to humans naturally, like no matter who you are. As long as you um are in the right circumstance with the right people for who you are in that moment, what your needs are in the moment. So, I think it's just kind of like who I have been thinking I am isn't actually who I am, kind of. And it's like I don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. I'm trying to like slowly like go like in like um all the little details and figure out just the fine definition of what I find supportive for me and not supportive for me as far as the way that I structure my life, the things that I go after, the things that I identify like, oh, this will help me and I'm gonna go after it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna, really apply myself, focus on it, have it be a daily focus. And um, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at today. Um, if I'm thinking about everything, and I did go on a little baby walk slash run. I guess maybe I walked and ran half and half or so. Um, well, I can't show it on here because it actually has the name of the places where I'm at. I was gonna show what the walk looks like. I have the Map My Run app by Under Armour, and it's really cool because it shows you like on a Google map where your exact walking path was, the distance, duration, average pace, elevation gain. Is that what that means? I don't know what that means. Anyway, um, yeah, it's a really cool app. Today I was walking slash running for 0.57 miles, it says, and it was actually a little bit less than that. like maybe 0.52 or I mean 0.55 or something. Anyway, it was about half a mile, and I'm proud of myself because it's a lot more than I could have done a few months ago, and I am practicing, doing these things. I exercise on a regular basis in a way that feels nurturing, and yeah. Uh, let's see. um, yeah, so that's that app, and I'm doing dumbbell exercise videos by this really cool channel, this woman called Caroline Gervin. I really like that the exercises are like pretty simple to perform, and they're shown exactly how to perform, and she does it all with you. So it almost feels like you're part of a group class or something, and really clear instructions. Like it's on a timer. It's really encouraging, like positive, peppy music, all that stuff. Um, yeah, so I've been using those videos with my little 3-pound dumbbells, just trying to get more comfortable doing it regularly. I've done yoga super regularly, different times in my life, but I haven't really been doing it lately because, I guess I got a little bit of a fear attachment to it because I got really dizzy one day after doing yoga, like really dizzy, and and I've kind of stopped doing it since then, but I shouldn't stop totally. Anyway, that's where I'm at today. Bye.